So let's go through playback. How do we look at footage from our security device? So we can go straight to our live button if we want to and go look at one of our cameras. And from there, you can see these icons right in the middle. You have a playback icon. It's a little film recording reel. And then you got a camera next to it, and then your microphone and another camera and another icon. So that first one is playback. If I click on that, it is going to take me to that camera when it started at midnight. And from there, I can just look at footage all through the night up to the current time today. Now, if I want to, I can actually go where it says all right here, click on here. And if you see the icon or the little film icon, it tells you that you have recordings going back that far. So depending on the size of the hard drive that you have, how long you can record. This goes back to the first. If I swipe over, I see actually I'm going back to the 27th, and that's the extent of the size of my hard drive. But I can look at any day there. I'll pick the 7th, press OK. And now I'm looking starting at midnight on the 7th. So I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to click today so we can go over a few other things. Now again, this is going to start at midnight, and I will see every second, as this is an NVR that records 24/7. That is, most of the devices that we install record 24/7. But that's a lot of footage to go through. So I could say, well, I just need to see where there was an activity. So I can again click in the middle, and here I get to filter. What kind of recordings do I want to look at? I said, well, I'm just going to look at motion. I just want to see where there was any recordings. Well, if I see this, you see all the yellow lines, those were actually some type of movement that the camera picked up. Now, of course, in another video, we're going to show you how to adjust your sensitivity, but I don't really bother with that, and I'll tell you why. I don't mind that I'm picking up that much motion. I'm happy with the extent of how far back my recordings go. And yeah, I'm getting a whole lot of unnecessary recordings right here. Now, I am getting 24/7, so I can look at any second in time. But then I see what might be a trigger from a bug that goes by, or you saw something just went across the screen right there. Those small, minor motions are being detected and recorded. Now, one thing I want to cover real quick while we're there, I'm going to pinch and zoom on my timeline. This is good because it helps me to be able to fine-tune what I'm looking for. Evidently, there's some motion that happens about right here. It causes a trigger. Well, that's actually too many motions for me to filter through. And so another thing I can do, and is a feature on most all the cameras that we install, is smart detection. Now, if I show smart detection, I'm only going to be seeing what are these orange lines. These orange lines are only going to show me, now you may not be able to see, but I got someone up here who is walking their dog. And so what smart detection does, it says just show me vehicles or people. There I am coming to my office in the morning, early in the morning. And so it's skipped forward, it's jumping around to show you where there are vehicles or people. This is smart motion. It's an incredibly important and valuable feature, and I want you to be able to come to your recordings and find things in your history without having to look at every second and spend a whole lot of time. From there, again, I can pinch and zoom, and I can jump around at different times, and I'll catch, and there's my wife going back over to the house. So this is a really important feature that I want you to be able to use. Again, I can come back and I can do continuous and say, I want to see everything. The reason that's important is to be able to see continuous or to be all, is that if I see a trigger and I see that happens at 5:07 a.m. Now, I may get a short recording because it's just picking up that motion or even the smart motion, but then I can come in here to the continuous and really get down to that time frame and watch what happens before and after. So that's the playback, and I want you to know how to use that. Another way to get to that is from your home screen. You can actually just click on the playback button, pick the camera that you want to take a look at, and then you're in the same place. From here, though, what you can do is you can, if you have an event that crosses over from one camera to another, you can now add another camera and say what happened also at that same time. So from there, you can kind of keep an eye, and you can go up to 4 cameras and see events as they move from one camera to another. Feel free to check out some of our other videos on how to use the Lorex Pro app.